What is up YouTube? It is Matty and I've got a brand new series we're going to kickstart today, and that is Pushing to Titans League. So yes, I'm a Town Hall 9, pretty much max. I mean, I've only got lava walls and one more hero level to go. I'm not saying it's going to be a huge challenge to hit it, but I think let's make a series out of it and see how we go. There is a reason I'm going to kickstart the series now, why I've chosen this time, and that's because I've got an absolute beast raid to show you. So I thought, let's make a video around it. Hell no, let's make a series around it, because I've been thinking I'm going to do it for a little while anyway. So yeah, happy to be able to kickstart a series and try something new. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look through some of the replays. I'm obviously sat on 3,247 trophies. As you all know, since the new update, there's Champions 321, Titan 321, and then Legends League. So I do not think I'm going to be able to get anywhere near Legends League for obvious reasons that I just don't have the time. But Titan at 4,100 trophies shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Oh, we'll see. Please bear in mind that my trophy record today is 3882, and I didn't hit a brick wall then. It was just because I just didn't have the time, and I just let it myself slowly start fizzling down. Then I did some dark farming and properly dumped about 600 trophies. So 3,247, that's where I'm starting. If you can't hit that as a Town Hall 9, I suggest you go back and watch one of my previous series, or just use the raids I do in these videos to sort of highlight the sort of attacks you can be doing, backdating them. So first thing I'm going to do is show the 10 trophies I got earned on this raid. And yes, you're going to find loads of Town Hall 9s, so you can actually get to Champions League on Town Hall 9s. And what I've started doing early in the raids is throwing a jump spell on my heroes down, and that's normally to kill the enemy queen, to take an air defense down as well, take the CC down hopefully. And you'll notice as well that I've brought poison with me, and I'm going to be bringing poison on pretty much every raid because it's just an easy CC killer, so makes my life a little bit easier. Now on a raid like this I'm clearly hoping for 3 stars, but I'm not really committing time and effort into picking apart the base and putting proper rage spells down. I'm just doing a spam. I didn't have my CC either, so if I had the extra 6 loons that were in that, maybe I stood a stronger chance of getting the 3-star. But for all intents and purposes, this was a spam Balloonion, and it does work in a fashion. You know, you can't expect miracles from it, but I mean, it's not going to be hard to get the 2-star. I did drop a key rage there to help the guys down on the expo. Maybe I should have attacked from the other side, actually, thinking about it, because of the sweeper location, but not much thought goes into a raid like this, to be frank. I just sort of throw them down, hope for the best. I don't really, you know, it's not very taxing. I can still do this sort of raid while I'm in conversation with someone else, so it really didn't matter too much to me. You can see the loons just took the sweeper down, but there's an air defense taking everything else down, so the raid's pretty much over now. I'm just going to speed through, and that was it. No loot to gain by sort of letting the raid pan out, so ended there. So I had all my spells, but just not one of the not my CC there. Now next raid, 55%. Now the reason I took this raid on is because I like the fact that the Dark Elixir was accessible, and that's what I thought initially, but then looking at it, I've got 2 level 40 heroes which have guards in it. Now I was a bit that was okay. I only took 20 loons in this raid though, and you know, this is one where I should have maybe given it a bit of extra thought and care, and taken a full set on. But you'll see I used my loons to try and take those defences down. I cleared the side, which is what I wanted to do, lured the CC up north, thought I'd get them into one little pile, and then I can just drop a poison straight on their head and it will kill them all. No hassle, it just takes a little bit of time to get them all down. So the rest of this base, you can see that the south there's a lot of percentage being covered, and then the left and the right extremities. So what I wanted to do was make sure I got the extremities down, and I just thought I was pretty confident that 3 loons was going to be enough for that, but maybe I hadn't factored in the air sweeper, and the loon didn't get the drop there, which is why it failed. So that really did affect my raid, actually. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping to be able to get to 50% and then do a push for the Dark Elixir and not have to use any heroes on the left or the right, and it didn't quite work. Anyway, dumped my CC loons onto the final air defense on the left over there. There's a lot of percentage that way. I wanted to make sure I got it, and you'll see now I'm starting to drop the loons minions down, sorry, and clear up all the percentage that's free. I'm only at 17%, or I was, but At this point, I hadn't cleared any of the outside buildings, so now it was the minions' turn to do their work. I was obviously a bit, I could have done with taking down that wizard tower as well. That would have got me an extra couple of % up on the top left, but it didn't. Now, this is where the raid was affected, because I couldn't use both heroes for that dark elixir storage, which was what I was going to do. And also there was an arch tower on the bottom left that I hadn't even considered, and there was no chance I was going to get that down. But I've got 27 minions left, so I can use those for that. But look what I've done. Queen top on the right hand side. I've got about 7 or 8% I'm going to be able to clear up here, and because the arch tower didn't go down, it meant it was logical for me to use my queen to get all that percentage, because she was naturally going to take those defences down and all the buildings as well, and you'll see she did the job perfectly. So then I used the minions sort of down the bottom left to try and clear up all that extra percentage. Minions on the camp. Look, I've got my 50% now, so I'm just dumping the rest, and I'm just going to have a mini little rush in to see if I can get anything from the Dark Elixir Vault. But bear in mind, there are 2 high-level heroes guarding it, which is what's going to be the downfall and why I didn't get any. So you see, my king's using... And actually, look how quick that Inferno locked on and melted my king. That was insane. See, one of the updates is the single and target Inferno got a buff, and yeah, you saw it in proper action there. My king just melted. So that one didn't quite work out how I was hoping for, but let's look at the next replay and see what we've got. Now this base, I'm pausing here. The reason I chose this base is because you can see I've got 4 air defences, all centralised. So that means there's going to be a lot of buildings on the outside. And look at the expos. So down, down, down. So now I've got a severely crippled base pretty much, because look at all the percentage on the outside. Now all I need to do is take down every archer tower. And if there was no sweepers to consider, every arch tower would take 3 loons, I estimate. I've got 24 plus my 6 in my CC, so that's more than enough. I don't even really need rage spells. I'd only brought 1 rage spell anyway into this raid because the others were cooking. But look what happens at the top right, when the sweeper gets involved. 3 loons takes down what is enough, and then just short because of the sweeper's involvement that I was not able to get the arch tower. So what I thought is, screw this. Now the other thing to think about in the bottom right compartment is the queen. So I put 4 loons on the first section, then 3 loons on the next. 4 loons because I knew the queen was going to be shooting. You can see it was just about enough, so that was kind of risky. And then I could have probably got away with 2 loons on the other one because the defences were distracted and the queen. So this one a standard 3-3. I knew I was going to be fine. That's probably a little bit overkill, but it doesn't matter because I just needed all those arch towers to go down, so I'm not caring too much on being super efficient because it's a pretty easy base, I'm not going to lie. It's just that when the sweepers get involved, look, so I use my rage spell and then my CC loons. Now CC loons are a bit overkill, and you'll see up the top there, what I decided to do is throw minions down, which actually sort of affected the sweeper, and then my final 3 loons are able to do it. So I've only had to use 1 spell. I could have got away with using no spell, thinking about it, because 6 loons in the CC would have easily done that job. And then all I've got to do is spread my minions around and let them go to work. They are going to go to work. They're going to get me pretty much bang on 50%. And then, but I've got both heroes and a jump, and what I thought I'd do is see if I could guide them into the town hall. Now this was sort of a bit of a my heroes are boosted anyway at the moment, so they're going to recover quick. So just drop the jump spell down, wondering if my queen was going to go straight and sort of go straight towards the town hall. Highly unlikely, I'm not going to lie, because she loves sort of skirting around the edges these days. But the other obviously effect that I'll get from this is I could get some loot. So happy to just throw my heroes in to see what they can do. The only thing I'm going to sort of kick myself for is that it's a spell, so I've got to wait an extra 11 minutes for that to go on a boosted spell factory. But it doesn't matter. Queen's going in, she's doing her thing, she's sort of redirecting and going around the outside. So yeah, that was it. So I thought, well, I'll just end the raid here, not let the queen die for needlessly, because there was no more loot really to gain. So, and that was it. That was another 9 cups. So then comes to the big raid, and yeah, let's have a look, which is the 26 trophies. Look at the loot, and you can see why I attacked this base. It's an absolute beast of a raid, and I'm so glad I'm here to use it to kickstart this series, because look at this. Now when I saw this raid I thought, okay, calm down, let's try and do it properly. So I used my king and queen in early, take the enemy queen down. I wanted to get that air defense as well. That was my key here, because the other air defenses are pretty accessible. And you can see while the defenses were distracted, I thought I'd drop a couple of key loons down. But I didn't expect the Teslas, obviously, so ended up being a little bit wasteful. Managed to get an archer tower there on the bottom, at the bottom, which was great. My queen's doing her thing. She's just hit the archer air defense, sorry. So my loon drop there was a little bit early. So now I'm just thinking, okay, I've got all this percentage around. I didn't want to use too many loons, so I thought 2 would be enough. 1 got hit by Seeking Air Mine, so I added an extra one in to make it 3. But I put the Rage Spell there, so they definitely take those those defenses down. I was hoping to do it with 2 loons. I'm just trying to be as conservative as I can now. Another 2 loons. I want that Wizard Tower dead. I don't care too much about the Arch Tower because I just want to make sure I can get the loot. That's the idea. Even though it's I've created a trophy push video out of this. At the time, I was thinking, let's get loot. Moving through now, I thought I'll take that final air defense down and the arch tower with 1 rage, sort of split between. That's going to kill them off, and then the final rage to help take down these final air attacking buildings. And then it was just spam time. There was not many there was no splash damage, which is going to affect me negatively. So now it's a case of just dump in those loons, let them get in there, start taking down the air defenses, and the wave of minions are going to be the real winners this raid, because just watch what they're helping take defenses down. They're coming up behind the loons, they're distracting air units. So sorry, the air defense was distracted on the top left there. Because it was shooting minions, which meant my loons survived longer, and just this wave of minions are just powering through the base quite close to the loons, and it's only that arch tower which is the final threat, and that you can see it's distracted. It's shooting my loons now, but look, the wave of minions are catching up, and soon enough, because they're all surviving, because there's no sort of air mines taking them down, they're going to land on their archer tower, and as soon as they have, boom, it's now official. This is a 3-star, and wow, look at the loot, look at Dark Elixir as well. I'm in Champions League, so I got 120,000 gold and 120,000 elixir and 1,200 dark. So if you add that all together, you're in like a 1.5 million raid. 1.4, yeah. So what can I say? That was an absolute gem of a base. So yes, series started. I'm going to push up to Titans League. It looks awesome. I can't wait to get the emblem and get the extra loot that it all brings. So it's one of the most exciting things for me is that there's extra loot I'm going to be able to earn. Hold on. Am I earning 180,000 of each. I forgot that it had gone up. 180,000 golden elixir. So if you add that in, that's even higher than the loot than I originally calculated. Next one you can see is 190,000 in Champions 2. So my focus at the moment, get to 3,500 to get to Champions 2 and start there. So think of baby steps. Just make sure that each session you play, you're able to go on a net positive of trophies thereafter. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode looking at some pretty cool raids, and we're going to onwards and upwards, and I hope and yeah, I'll sort of guide you through and tell you each episode, give you some highlights. So anyway, as always, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Twitter because I always post updates on there, so @ClashingMatty. Other than that, check out emphaticelite.com, which is our clan website, and we've got a load of news updates and everything is on there as well. So hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.